everybody, this is Erica with Look What's in My Hoop. It is January 7th, 2024, and I am here with a kit parade. I'm really excited about it. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but it did take a little bit of time to get things sorted out and figure out what was worth showing in a kit parade and what wasn't. And this is disgusting, I have about 40 kits to show. Got another little visitor already. She loves to be right in the middle of things. Honey. Now, almost all of these have fabric. A fair amount have fabric and floss, and then there's some that do not have floss because I like to not buy all of the thread for every single project that I want to kit out because I already have a lot of thread, and I think it's okay, Dolly, you gotta go. I think it's kind of fiscally irresponsible for me anyways to buy thread for everything when I know that a lot of the same thread can be used in other projects, so especially the fancy floss. So some of them I do not have thread, but that's okay. I still think half the fun is seeing the patterns and the fabric especially. And I have been watching a lot of whip parades this last week, and it's so much fun. I just love it. It has been a little bit of a rocky start here this new year. I was sick New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, fever, congestion, cough, and if you saw my video a couple videos ago, I have been not feeling well for over a month, and it's not anything. I've been tested for everything, so whatever it is, it's viral, and it's lingering, and it's just getting passed around and around. I had a couple sick kids. I still have sick kids here, so I have not had great sleep this week at all, so I apologize for the very dark circles and the tired look. I am a tired mom, but it is what it is. And also, I wanted to do this video last weekend, I think on the 30th, last Saturday. I had it all set up and ready to go, and then I got some terrible news. An employee of mine passed away unexpectedly from complications from surgery that she had had just 2 days prior, and it was devastating for my team. She's been on it for a long time. I've only been there for a few months, but I've known of her for a long time at the hospital that I work at, and the team has worked with her for a long time, and that just took precedence over everything else. I wanted to be there for them and to figure out how we can work through this. So between that happening and illnesses, it has not been a great start to the new year, but I'm hopeful things will get better. On a bright side though, for those of you that saw my regular Flosstube and knew about my mom's surgery, she did fantastic and she is doing well. They were able to remove all of the cancer cells, and they had removed lymph nodes, and they had those tested, and those are also negative. So I am so grateful and thankful for everyone that sent lovely thoughts and prayers. We could not ask for better news, and I'm grateful for that. So anyways, let's dive in. This is going to be a little bit lengthy. I did unzip everything, but I have a huge pile in front of me, so we will see what we can get through. Okay, I'll try not to crinkle too much because I know that's kind of annoying. The first one that I want to show is the Prairie Schooler, January. I love this one with the little kids, and I'm not sure if I want to just stitch just this part or the words too. I kind of like this, I don't know, it's kind of like a postage stamp up in the corner. That's really cute too. But I have this kitted up. Now this has been kitted up for a long time because this was back when I had first got back into cross stitching and I was stitching on 28 count. Oh, actually this is a 32 count antique white Lugana. And I want to stitch this using the Lori Holt color conversion. So it's all DMC threads. And you know, they're not on floss drops. If you know me, I have a hard time putting my DMCs on floss drops, but you can see that there's some really beautiful colors. Today would be a good day actually to start this. We had a storm last night, well, winter storm, and we have about 7-8 inches of snow finally. So I took a couple pictures of our property with the snow on the trees because it's beautiful, so I'll try to insert those at the beginning. It's very late for upstate New York to have snow this late in the season, but this is the first real snow we've had that's stuck. So that's number one. Might set that aside because maybe I will start that. Okay. Now this next kit, this is in my Painted Leaf Company bag. This is a couple years old, so I know this one is not available anymore. But she makes some beautiful bags, and I have a few. I love the attention to detail. There's always a sweet little charm, and they are extremely well made. Love them. But I have, this has also been kitted up for a very long time, Little House Needleworks Jack Frost Tree Farm. And I think there's 6. 6 charts, maybe 7. Maybe there, I don't know. There's 3. It's 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 7. 7. And I do have, whoops, all of the thread for that. And I want to stitch this on 36 count cream and sugar from Fiber on a Whim. Maybe that's good. I think that'll be pretty. Ugh. The problem with doing this parade is that I am going to want to start all of the things. All of the things. And I can't because I really want to get my whip pile down, which if you watched my whip parade, I actually found another project that I had sort of forgotten about that I should have included in the video and I didn't. It was Every Opening Flower by Brenda Gervais. Okay, now this one is Bobbing for Pumpkins by Brenda Gervais. And before I did Flosstubes, I had started stitching this fairly early on when I got back into cross stitching. And I did not like the fabric, so I stopped working on it. But since then, I decided I want to stitch it on this, which is Picture This Plus Wren. And I think this is a big enough piece. See, this is where I did get to before. I think I didn't like it because her apron blends right into the fabric, and that kind of bothers me. I don't know. Tell me what you think. So then I didn't really like this fabric. I don't even know what it is. It's a scrap of something. So I found that, and I've stitched on Wren before, which I really do enjoy. These are the, this is really awful, and I apologize. This is how old this is. These are the fancy flosses, which, I mean, they're great colors, but I really need to get them on floss drops. I think because I was so new at this, I didn't even really think about the rings, like the metal rings that you put everything on. And some of them, the tag tore when I was pulling off thread because I didn't know how to pull the thread off. So I put them in little sandwich bags, but that's really annoying. I'm going to put them on floss drops today. That one's going to get set aside. So that will be a restart for me. Oh, sorry, forgot about the zipper. Restart for me sometime this year. maybe. I don't know. I have 40 of these kitted up. I can't possibly sort them all. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. That would stress me out. The next one is All Bundled Up by Brenda Gervais. Now, I stitched this, the one for the spring. It's called Spring Fling. Maybe a little over a year ago, and I loved that one. I want to stitch this on 36 count Winter Brew by R&R Productions. Pretty popular fabric. But I thought this would be dark enough so that my white snowman would show up, but not too dark. And I purchased, which I have to come up with a better system for this too, all of the Thicky Clayton silks for this, which are absolutely lovely. Now I want to ask though, I have seen some people take these silks and put them on floss drops. I guess it's okay. I have other silks that just dangle down. Part of me was thinking, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that with the silks, but I have other silk patterns that the floss is just on a floss drop and dangle. Because this is kind of annoying. The silks are beautiful, but I don't love them on these, so I really should put them on some drops. But I think that these will, sorry for the glare, I think these will be nice. You can see that white here, whatever color that is. I think it'll show up nicely. Oh, so I have so many winter patterns, not necessarily Christmas, but winter patterns that I would like to stitch. And of course I want to do them all. Now these next 4 patterns are all Brenda Gervais, except for this one, Parson Brown by Not Forgotten Farm. Oh, but this one, Hollow Day Inn. Christmas Cottage. And Snow Magical. I think Nicole Spohr is doing a sale with this or finished up a sale. I clearly did not join in, but it's really cute. And I do want to get the finishing piece for it. But I don't have the threads pulled for those yet. Those patterns are all actually recent purchases, so I haven't fully kitted them up. But I do want to stitch them on this fabric, which is a 40 count Tobias by Seraphim. It's pulling a little bit green here, but it's really not. It's very neutral with bits of gray. See, it looks very green here, but it's not. But I think, well, even if there is a green hue to it, I think it would look nice. I don't know. This is a fat half, so I'm not 100% sure I have enough of the fabric to do all of these. But I can tell you for sure that these two, the houses, are going to get started this year. Definitely this Halloween one. And this little guy. So I should look at seeing what threads I have. But the problem is I fully kit them with the thread and then I never actually end up starting them. And then I go and repurchase more threads for the project I am going to start. And it's just not economically sound. I do try, I mean, I am grateful that I have disposable income that I can do all of this, but I do try to be frugal or, you know, careful to some degree. But judging by the fact that I have 40 kitted projects that I've kitted up over the last few years, it's a little much. Now this is called Vintage Acorns by Janette Douglas Designs. Loved this. And I ordered the threads and everything. Isn't he adorable? threads and everything, and when they came, I did not have a fabric that I liked at the time, and so I just kind of petered out and did not start it. But now when I think about all my fall projects and patterns that I have, there's so many other ones I would rather start first, but I do love it. And now I have a fabric picked out, so what am I waiting for? And this is Macchiato by Bee Stitch Me. This is a 36 count linen. And I apologize, this one a little bit crinkly. So this is the fabric. Oop. It's a fat quarter. Here's the pattern again. I think that will be very nice. And then the called for threads, which are also not on a ring. This red is really pretty. What is that? Weeks Dye Works Cayenne. That is pretty. I may have to use that for a red in one of my other projects. Beautiful. Oh, I wish I could stay home and stitch all day and earn a living for it. That would be nice. Now there's two patterns in here. This is the Hello Autumn book by Teresa Kogut. I do love this pattern, but the one that I want to stitch first is Harvest Ted and Harvest Tina. They are really adorable. And I want to stitch this on 36 count Hazelwood. Oops, I apologize. I don't have the threads pulled for these, but it is all, nope, it's Classic Colorworks, Week Dye Works, and DMC. But I think that'll be pretty. I love Hazelwood. It is one of my favorite fabrics to stitch on. It's very neutral, and it's, I think personally that it's perfect for fall stitching. So maybe it'll be a new start this year. I'm not sure. Gosh, could you imagine? Okay, I've wanted this for a long time. This is Heartstring Samplery, Winter Comes, and I wonder if there's a better picture in here. No. So you can see, you can either do it by itself, this little house, or there's a saying. I do want to do the whole saying because that, I love the border. I'm a border girl. They make me happy. But I do not like the dark fabric, so the fabric I have chosen is lighter. So it'll be like this, but with the saying. This might be a great one too to pull out today while it's still snowing, except I don't have all of the threads. And this is also on Hazelwood, but this is the Lugana, not the linen. But I still think it'll be pretty. Sorry, it's kind of angled. I don't like the glare. It's hard to see. And I do like to hold things up for a few minutes so people can actually look. Oh, that's so pretty. It's hard to choose. All I know is I really, really do not need anything more, right? I don't. Unless I need to purchase threads for a pattern that I already have put it up with fabric. Otherwise, I don't need anything. Okay. Now this is another Brenda Gervais. This is Gone Batty with Thy Needle and Thread. I showed you the all bundled up, and then if you've been watching my videos, you've seen the Spring Fling. I just love this one so much. I've had 2 black cats. I still have one, Maggie. She's pretty shy. And she had a brother, Mongo, who I adored him. And he passed away maybe 5 years ago from congestive heart failure. He was only 9, and it broke my heart. They're like Norwegian forest cats. They're beautiful. This is the called for fabric, and it's a 32 count Kermit. Oh my gosh, it's so bright. Ugh. This is not my color at all, but I love this. So, I don't know. I really cannot see me ever stitching on this at all unless I use it for this pattern. It is way too bright for me, but I think for Halloween and this pattern, it would look fantastic. And then these are the called for threads. Really bright. Oh gosh, it's so bright though. But I don't know, I'll try it, we'll see. I have a couple of fall whips in progress right now. They won't take super long, so I'm thinking if I can finish those 2, I should be able to start another couple, right? One of the ones, I have wanted to start this for a while. It's Sarah Germani, Autumno. The picture isn't like stellar, but I have a few of her patterns like this. And now I've made a working copy, but I want to show you the number of DMC threads that these patterns call for. I didn't exactly count, but I bet you it's pushing 40. I mean, ridiculous, right? Holy Moses. But love the pattern. And I want to stitch this on 36 count 8 ancient. Oh, this is a 32. I have it in 36 as well, but this is 32 count 8 ancient Belfast linen. So I think that will look gorgeous. And then thank goodness that the DMC is, you know, fairly cheap, because I mean, I'm sorry. Who has time to put, I need someone to organize all my floss on drops for me, right? That is a lot of colors. Oh, Haley made me this sweet little bracelet, so I have to wear it today. She wanted to make one last night, and she asked me what I wanted, and I said, just make it colorful. You pick. And that's what she made. She did a beautiful job. So it's a lot of thread, but I think it will be amazing. Love it. I have a couple of other of those patterns like that of hers. There's a Christmas one. I don't know the name of it, but it says Merry Christmas. There's a really sweet one where it's ladies hanging quilts. It's adorable. So how to choose, right? I guess you just go with whatever the mood strikes you at the time, but okay. So I was hoping to start this last fall, but I didn't. This is just a working copy. It's Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. This was a reprint in the fall, which I'm grateful for because I wanted to stitch it. I first saw this on Christy with Crosshatch Quilts, her Flosstube, back when I first discovered Flosstube, and I couldn't get it at that time. I was like, oh no. I was so happy that they came out with it again. And I want to stitch this on, I think it's a 36 count. It is. Needle and Flax. Endora is the name of it. Love this for Halloween. Oh my goodness. If I could get my hands on more, I absolutely would. And these are the called fors. I don't know, maybe I should just pick the ones that I have all the thread, the fabric and everything, and just do it, just start them. But then I don't know if I will have all the feels about starting everything. It's kind of anxiety driven for me a little bit, but you know, being in healthcare, life is short, so why wait? Okay, next pattern, I don't speak French, and I know the J is not J how we say it, but Jardin Prive. This is patchwork heifer. Just, you know, I am working on one of my whips right now. It's the Trilogy Easter lineup, and it's cute because you can just do, you know, one or two little motifs, a thread or two, and then, you know, it doesn't take that long. So I think when I'm done with that one, I might start something like this because it's kind of the same concept. Once you get that border in, you could just do a little motif and, you know, it'd be done before you know it. But I want to stitch this on, okay, I know this is a Lugana. 32 count Rocky Mountain. Really pretty gray. Now I know it shows it on a tan, but I think the red and green will look really nice on the gray. Oh, got something on it. I'll have to use this side, but sorry. And just has the DMC threads. So I think that green and red will be pretty on the gray. Had that one kitted up for a while as well. Okay. Ooh, I have only stitched one, maybe two, but I think only one pattern by the drawn thread, and I have a handful, maybe 4 or 5. I love every single one of them. I don't know why. I think the problem for me is that the drawn thread uses dinky dyes, and then I have to convert it, or I can't remember if it gives DMC or other color conversions in there, and I don't like stitching with dinky dyes. I've talked about it before. I'm not going to use them, so I don't stitch a lot from them because I have to figure out the conversion. But this is Bats and the Belfry. Fall's my favorite. Halloween is my favorite. And I don't have the threads for this because, of course, I have to do the conversion. But I thought this fabric would be great. This is Boneyard by Be Stitch Me. Isn't that pretty? It's a fat quarter, but there we go. It's gray, like a smidge bit of tan, yellow, or cream, I guess. But I think that will look lovely. Oh, it shows kind of green here, but it really isn't. We'll try it. You know, you can start, and if it doesn't look right, I'll give up, and then it'll stay in the package for years until I find something else to stitch it on. Okay. Now this next one, this is 6 Cute Ghosts by Maria Broco. This was an Etsy designer. And I think I fell in love with it because I love this little ghost with the books. But I don't like to stitch on dark fabric. And the nice thing about her, it's all DMC threads. But when she does the pattern, she shows you different colored backgrounds. I mean, this is a computer generated image, but I think she showed it with a tan, a green, a blue, I don't know what other colors. I think there were several. And so I don't have all the DMC because I'm sure I have it, but I didn't pull them out. But I was thinking of stitching this on either one of these two. The first one is Meyer. This is a 28 count by Floss and Fabrics. How pretty. Or, oh goodness, do I not have the name of this? Nope. I don't know what this is. This is a 32 count though. I think I would want to stitch this on this one, personally. Now I wanted to try stitching in hand. I'm a hoop stitcher, obviously, look what's in my hoop. But I've talked about learning to stitch in hand before, and I'm wondering if 28 count is the best count to start out on, because maybe I could do that for this. Tell me what you think. It's really cute though. And you don't have to stitch all 6. Obviously you could stitch, well, stitch them all in one pattern. You could make them into ornaments or whatever, but I would stitch them all in one. Now this fabric, the one I don't have a name for, and I apologize for that, I think I'll stitch this. This is Tiny Modernist. 'Twas All Hallows Eve. This was a 4-part mystery sale. I believe it was last year. And these patterns are available on Fat Quarter Shop. Or they were when I last looked. But I think that would be nice. Oh, love it. Love that little owl sitting on the moon. Cute. Okay. I'll put both of these in there because who knows when I'll get to start that. Here's another one, Merry Christmas by Brenda Gervais. Really sweet. This is a 32 count bramble. You can see I had started another project. This was, can't think of the name of it, but it was a Liz Matthews chart. But I decided, I UFO'd it. So, bramble, kind of a gray. I like gray for Christmas winter stitching. And I did a little color conversion using some Valsois silks back when I was in the Classic Colorworks Thread Club. I did stop because I kind of got a lot and I wasn't using them fast enough to warrant being in the club. But gosh, why does the gray look purple? But I think that will be very pretty. I just want to start all of them right now. Okay. Oh, this is kind of a combo. I think because if I can do it, I want to use the same fabric for both patterns, and I think I can. So this is Paper Snowflakes. I do not have the threads for this yet. Well, I might have some of them, I don't know. But until I actually start it, I don't want to pull them out. And then Boughs of Holly, also by Brenda Gervais, or With Thy Needle and Thread. Yeah. And Boughs of Holly, I do have the thread for, but I want to stitch both on 36 count Winter's Brew. And this is the thread for Boughs of Holly. Again, I want a little darker fabric so that the white shows up. It drives me crazy when there is white in a pattern or an ivory and it kind of gets ghosted out. So unless it's surrounded by other colors, I will almost always generally stitch on a darker fabric so that the white or ivory shows up. But I think that will be okay. So, and this is a fat quarter. I haven't measured, but I think I should be able to get both pieces on this. I don't know. I gotta measure and see. So pretty. Oh, I haven't been showing my bags. Oh, I've been so bad. This is Pam's Needlework and Thread. Pam's Needleworks on Etsy. Really pretty quilted bags. It's my oldest daughter. Claire, you should come say hi. They've never seen your pretty face. Oh goodness. So this is from Cottage Garden, A Year in the Woods, and I have all 12 patterns. I know I've shown these on my Flosstubes before. I wanted to stitch all of them, but not all in one piece. I wanted to do the 3 that are meant for each season. And so what really drew me in is the winter patterns. I'm sure you've seen these. These are pretty popular. Oh, the swans. And the fox. And I hunted down, it took me a long time. And back when I was collecting this, I only stitched on 32 counts. That's what I have. Now I prefer 36, but I'm not going to hunt down again like I did. So I will be stitching this on 32 count. So the winter one goes on this piece of Mirage. Beautiful blue. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to make this quick so I don't take up, this is going to be a long video. Grab a cup of coffee or some stitching, or this is the fall. There's a woodpecker, the bat. I mean, I'm not a bat person, but I love this one. And then the beaver. And this is, what one is this supposed to be on? This is on a 32 count Velt by Picture This Plus, which I didn't know it at the time, but 32 count Picture This Plus is difficult for me because I hate 2 threads and 1 thread's not enough, but I'll give it a go. We'll see. So pretty. So that is that one. Then the spring one is the jackrabbit, the raccoon, and the ferret. I forget which one of my daughters, one of them asked me if they could get a ferret last week. That was a hard no. Nope, nopity nope. And that is on Valor. So this is also a 32 count Lugana. Really pretty green. This is a beautiful spring green. That quarter. I love that bear though. Oh, so sweet. I do want to stitch all of these. I should start one season this year. Probably the winter one, because that's the one that I fell in love with first. And and just stitch these. And then the last one, oh, oops. Oh, maybe I did this backwards. Yeah, so, oh my goodness, I don't know. Yes, I apologize. So these are supposed to go on Valor. The bear, the bald eagle, and the barn owl go on Valor. So that makes a little bit more sense. And then, let's see. I think the raccoon, the ferret, and the jackrabbit go on, oh, excuse me, it's this cold, oaken, maybe. I may have mixed up a couple. Maybe they go on this one. I don't know, I'll have to look at it. I bet you they go on this. So I bet you these go on Belt. If I could find it quickly on the pattern, I'd tell you. And then, I bet you the beaver, the woodpecker, and the brown bear go on oaken. So really pretty. Now I do have some threads. I bet you this is for the winter one, the swan and the fox. I don't have all of them, but I think I have a fair chunk. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. And why I wait so long to start these things is beyond me. Probably because I don't want 60 whips. Really. I do want to finish the things I start. So I keep that whole project all in this, you know, the cheap Amazon bags, which I love. These are fantastic. I like them because they're really nice to travel with, so you don't have to worry about your fabric project bags getting dirty or ruined, flat. Now this is another drawn thread. This is called Simply Winter, and I stitched the autumn one. You know, it did not take long to stitch the autumn one. I really should just buckle down and get this done because it would be quick. And this is 32 count beige gray. It's a by Jardin Design. See, I don't know. I love gray for winter stitching. This would be a good one to do today because we finally have some real snow. Kids have already been out playing, which is nice. Okay, there we go. I don't know why the gray fabric always, it's not purple at all, so I'm not really sure why it shows up purple on the camera. But okay. Now this was a club, I guess you'd call it, from Stitch and Annie, and they were doing the Tiny Modernist Woodland Christmas. I've never shown this on the Flosstube. There's 12 of these, and you just did one a month. And when you joined, I think they, well, I know they sent you the floss. And I had decided to stitch this So these are super bright. Weeks Dye Works and Classic Color Works. Well, that's probably not a good one, but you can see that, you know, there's some really bright colors in here. Beautiful colors. And this is a 28 count My Little Dove by X Jus Design. So this was another one that maybe I could do in hand stitching on and just see. You know, if it's a little bit bigger, well, smaller fabric count, bigger hole, and hand stitching might be a little bit easier because I really don't like stitching on 28 count anymore. It's definitely not my fabric of choice. But if I have a nice piece, maybe it would be a good way to utilize it, learning to stitch in hand. I'm sorry, I keep sniffling. This is cold. Okay. Oh, it's my winter one. Okay. Now, let's see what's next. Oh my gosh, this is insanity. Plum Street Sampler, Liberty Lodge. I love that eagle sitting on top of the flower there. And this is 28 count Rocky Mountain. And do I have the threads? Nope, I don't. This would be a nice one to pull out for patriotic stitching. What's it called for? Weeks Dye Works, Classic Color Works. Most of these I already have. I don't think I have red currant, but I could probably substitute with another red. So that one could be fully kitted. There's a couple of DMC threads in there as well. Okay. Ooh, oh, love this. Oh my gosh. Oh, Blackbird Design, Loose Feathers, Winter, Autumn, Summer. Oops, sorry. That's what it looks like all together. Beautiful. I've been talking about this in my floss tubes for a couple of years. Why I haven't started it, I don't know. And this is a, 40 count Steinbeck. Oh, I'm using Steinbeck on another project right now, actually. I love it. Fabric is a little bit darker than, it's not the called for, but I think it will be pretty. I am leaving this out. I'm starting this month. Well, maybe February. As soon as I get something done, this one's getting started. I think that's a fair trade, right? Get one done, start one, maybe two. I don't know. Okay. Oh, so this one, I actually didn't cut out my... Do we have turkey? No, honey, I don't have turkey. I'm sorry. My friend kitted up for me. We stitch a project together every year. So this is the Friendship Tree by Shakespeare's Peddler. And she kitted it up with, I don't know, it doesn't have a name. Some kind of linen. I'm not really sure how I feel about this linen though. I may have to pick my own. It's very stiff. And really pretty colors. It's just an ivory linen. And that's the... So I definitely, this is a definite. I have to stitch it this year. We pick one project every year and we stitch it together. Okay. Autumn Lineup by the Trilogy. I'm doing the Easter one now. These are so fun to do. Love that little line of crows and pumpkins. Stitching this on Bronze Age. It is a 32 count Lugana from Bestitch Me. And here's the called for. Now the Easter one that I'm stitching, I just did the DMC, but I actually had all of these colors already. So I said, why not? I love fall stitching. It's my favorite, really, truly my favorite. So that would be fun to do. Wow, we're 50 minutes in. I'm over halfway, so I think we're getting there. We're getting there. Now, I've shown this before. I wanted to stitch this one for my mom because I stitched her Celtic Christmas. And when I finished that one, I had said, Mom, pick another one. There's one for every season. And I sent her pictures, and she picked out Celtic Summer. And I want to stitch this on 32 count run. Oh, this is 28 count. Uh-oh, I'll have to look and see if it calls for 28 or 32 on the pattern. Oh, it does. It is 28 count. Okay, probably because of the beads, right? And it calls for these needle paint threads, which they do not make anymore. So needle paint threads and DMCs and a ton of beads. And I scoured the internet to find these needle paint threads. And I wouldn't do that for anyone except my mother, because if I was stitching this for me, I would just use DMC. But how beautiful are those? It's quite a few colors, and the DMC. There's a few DMC. So I'm not totally sold on this fabric, but I was trying to use up just what I had. I don't know. Might be a little bit too green. Tell me what you think. Can't really get it to show good. Maybe. And this one has cry neck. Well, you know how these lavender and lace patterns are. There's cry neck, which is devil's thread. I only put up with it because the end result is usually stunning. And then millfill beads, which I love. Pretty. I really need to stitch that. My mother's getting older, and I know she would enjoy this, so. I like to stitch these fancy ladies, but I don't like them up in my home. It's just not really my style, I guess, so. But if I stitch it, eventually my mother will no longer be here. It'll end up back here anyways, but. Okay, this is Collection Tra-La-La. I'm not even going to pretend to know how to say that. I love the sweet little deer and the bunny. This is also on Rocky Mountain, and it's a 28 count. And these are the DMC threads. Really pretty. There's another one. I mean, it's not super big. I should probably put my smalls in a section so then I can just, you know, as I finish one small, pull out another one. Oh, I love these ones so much. This is Debbie Mum, 4 Seasons. Got the Summer Hill House. I'm starting one. I'm leaving this out. I'm starting this one today. This is the winter, what's it called? Pine Hill House. And these are beads. Each pattern has a specialty bead. I also had to scour the internet to find this one, and thank the Lord I did. This is Meadow Hill House. Those sheep. And then this is the Oak Hill House. The patterns I found on eBay, they were not outrageous. They were very affordable. And it was the beads, a couple of the specialty beads, they don't make anymore. And so that I did have to scour. And I am stitching this on Fortnite fabrics. Well, let me rephrase that. I only have fabric for the winter one because that's the one I love the most. And this is Fortnite fabrics, old fashioned. It is a little, it's a lilac, although it's showing a little darker here. In person, it's, I guess, more like that. It's really pretty. So two of the patterns call for this fabric, the fall one and the winter one. I don't know if, I think I can get both pieces of fabric or both patterns on this fabric. They're not super huge. Originally I had wanted to stitch all four of them together, and I really struggled with finding a fabric that would fit all four, but I decided to just do them separately and have just each season out for that season. Now I do have all of the beads and all of the fabric kitted up, so I'm not going to pull it out, but this is all the DMC. Why I left the receipt in there. All of the DMC and all of the beads that you need. And then I have it for summer. I don't have the fabric for the summer and spring one yet though. This is the spring. Oh, it looks like, I bet you some of the DMC is used in all of the patterns, so I didn't quadruple kit it up. And then this must be fall. Yep, it is fall. But again, some of the DMC from winter I can use in the other patterns. So I'm going to start with winter, and then I'll work my way through. But I do have all of the beads. I love beading, and the only project I have that I, as a whip right now with beading, is the Mill Hill Halloween barn. That's not the name of it, but I've shown it on my Flosstube. So I want to start this. Let's set this one aside. How many times have I said that? Set it aside. Okay, this is Eliza Bell Cox, 1832, Hands Across the Sea Samplers. If you remember me talking about this in my Flosstube, I had said that as soon as I finished the Pink Sparrow sampler, I was starting this because that border, oh God, it's beautiful. I saw somebody stitch it, and it's beautiful. This is a 36 count Zweigart linen called Brown Paper. This is from X-Shoe Design on Etsy. So, oh, that's pretty close actually. And I don't know how to even pull these out, so I'm not sure I'm going to try. Tell me what you guys do. Do you put this kind of silk on floss drops? I think I asked that already, but there is a lot of the soie d'Alger silks. I really don't want to, I mean, there's a handful. I can't even put them, I have big hands, and I can't even put them all in my hands. Beautiful colors. I did buy some floss away bags, but I think that's kind of annoying. So I'm wondering, is it better? Is it okay to put these on floss drops? But I think those colors will be beautiful. I should start this one too. I knew doing a kit parade was going to be a bad idea, How many kits am I going to start today when I'm done with the video? That's the question. Okay. I am starting this one this May, no matter what. Paid a fortune for it, and I wanted to do it. I have it kitted up. This is Mirabilia. Oh my God, what is the name of the pattern? Queen of Freedom. I have the floss, I have the fabric, I have the beads. There's no reason I didn't start this the second that I got everything together. It's all DMC thread except for Kryneck. Don't love it. This braid, this gold braid. Oh. When I did Celtic Christmas, I had, is this Kryneck? Yeah, Kryneck. I don't know if it was this particular Kryneck, but whatever Kryneck that it called for was a nightmare, and I swore I was never going to do another project with it again. But there's some specialty beads. Really pretty. And the fabric, I took a page from Christy Crosshatch Quilts, and I got from Fabric Flair the Pledge of Allegiance, which is so wrinkled. It has been in this bag for ages. I'm ashamed of myself. 28 count even weave. Right? Is this the pledge? Yes, I pledge allegiance. So the tricky part will be to get it centered so it lays on the wording properly, but I can do it. I'm excited. I am starting this one this year. Ugh. There's no reason when you invest this kind of money in these that I waited so long. It's shameful. Okay guys, we are getting there. We're down to the last handful. Now I finished this past fall a pattern by Mama Witch X Stitch, Pumpkin Gardener, and I fully finished it. It was really cute. But when I purchased that pattern from Mama Witch X Stitch Etsy shop, this was several years ago, but it's still there. I also purchased Wicked Siblings. Love it. They're so creepy. Got those big old creepy eyes. And I stitched that pattern on Dark Storm Cloud. I'm sorry, my nose is running, which is a 32 count. Ooh, 28 count. Okay, well, I'm going with it. So I'm also going to stitch this pattern on this. And that came from 2-Dye-4 Fabrics, I believe. Yep. It uses all DMC. I do not have the DMC pulled, but you can see, kind of, we've got good imaginations, how this will look on this. I think it'll be beautiful. I think the orange, I loved Pumpkin Gardener on this fabric, and I don't see why I wouldn't love this. But I also have this pumpkin season pattern, but I don't think I want to stitch this on something that dark. Oh, this might look good on that green that I pulled out for the 6 cute ghosts. I'll have to see if I can, if there'd be enough fabric to do both. I don't know. But I'm going to stitch the Pumpkin Siblings first. And I learned my lesson with Pumpkin Gardener. Mama Witch X Stitch, her patterns, I think, are a little bit tricky to read unless you can print them in color. If you can print them in color, they're super easy. But when you print them in black and white, I was trying to save ink and be cost conscious. I made a lot of mistakes because the symbols that she uses are often very similar, and it's easy to miss on the black and white. But on the colored, you can see the color change, and so that's the only way I will do her patterns from now on. But I love them. And I actually have a Christmas frog one that I would love to do for my sister-in-law because she loves frogs. I'm sorry, my nose itches so bad. I apologize. Now, if you watched my regular Flosstube, my last one, I said, oh, I cannot find this pattern from, what is it, Cherry Hill Stitchery? I said, I know I stitched it, but I can't find it, and I wanted to UFO it for the winter, or for Christmas, Sleigh Bells Ring. And there was another one that I did as a sale with Nicole Spohr, but I found it. Oh. So this was the same fabric I used for the sale with Nicole. I did this one, but I want to do this last piece, Rudolph's Reindeer Games, on the same fabric, which I believe is a 32 count Ren. And I did a little color conversion. Oh, where's the red? Oh, I'll have to find the red. With color and cotton threads. You can see what a mess it is though. I've used 2 other patterns using these threads. And I gotta find out where the red went. But I would love to get that one done. And then honestly, those threads are such a mess, I probably would throw them out. Whatever was left by the time I finished this. It's too messy for me. But I'm a little disturbed. Where did I put the red? Okay, this is a Quaker Samplings by Ellen Chester. And there's 2 patterns. I love them both. But I think the one I want to stitch is this one. I don't know though. That one's adorable. Okay, I may have to do both. And I want to use either, well, I'm going to stitch them on Milk and Honey by Fiber on a Whim. It's just a basic neutral with either Classic Colorworks Old Blue Jeans. Tell me what one, Old Blue Jeans, or Weeks Dye Works Blue Suede. Ooh, I'm thinking Blue Suede. Here, let's do a comparison. Yeah, Blue Suede. I think I gotta go with the darker. I think I answered my own question. I don't know. Oh, this is the problem. I second guess everything. Tell me which one. Love them both. I'm gonna have to do both those patterns. I wonder if they're little or if they're big. So if it's stitched on, 32 count, this calls for Maple Sugar from Lakeside Linen. I don't think I could find that. And they used Milady's Teal, which I have, I did not love. I think my Milady's Teal was kind of bright. I'll have to pull it out again and see. So then I picked these 2, but I didn't know if I should go with the lighter one or the darker one. Oh, they're so pretty. Okay. Oh, love this one. Bent Creek Gobble. This would be another little quick stitch if you just did a thread or 2 a couple times a week. You could get it done fairly quickly. I don't think I pulled the thread for that, but I do have the fabric, and it's 36 count Vintage Homespun by R&R Productions. And I think these are fancy flosses, but, oh, there's only 3, Weeks Dye Works, Garnet, Molasses, and Blue Spruce. I don't think I have Blue Spruce, but it does give DMC, and the rest of it is DMC, so I probably have what I need to do this. Pretty. Okay. Down to the last few here. Oh, I don't know if this counts as kitted or if this is, I started it, I was stitching it in the Fancy Floss. I did not like the Fancy Floss because the browns were very close in color. So when you looked at it, it looked all the same. And then Samantha with Huga Stitcher was stitching this as a sal, and she stitched it in the DMC. And when I saw her progress and completed project, I decided to restart it in DMC. But this is Spring Quaker. Oh no, I don't think I have the picture. Oh, I do. Yay. So I don't know, does this count as a kit even though I started working on it and abandoned it? Well, I'm going to show you anyways. So these are the called for DMC. I took all the Fancy Floss out, and I'm sure I put it back on the rings. And I started it on 36 count Cafe Au Lait by Fiber on a Whim. And this is what I'd started stitching. But do you see how close they are? I don't know. Was not enough contrast for me. So I'm going to use the DMC on this. I'll just flip it over, start in the other corner, and I guess I should probably count this as a whip. I don't know. What do you guys do? When it's a restart, do you count it as a whip or a new start? I don't know. Oh, I want to do this one so badly too. This is Goldbird Sampler by Twin Peak Primitives. Beautiful. What do these keys mean in samplers? They're in there a lot, and these aren't bad. I would stitch these, but a lot of patterns have keys in them and I don't like it. So I won't stitch them because I don't always know what I would replace that spot with, but this isn't too bad. But I wonder if the keys mean something. I mean, look at these birds up here. Oh, so pretty. 36 count Atomic Ranch Freeze. I had this earmarked for another sampler, but I would rather stitch this one first. With the called for DMC. Oh, there goes the plow. If it gets loud, it's just the plow. So beautiful. Oh my gosh. I hope when I retire, I hope that my eyesight is still good enough that I can stitch. I think a life without stitching would be no life at all for me. Okay, this is another one I started, and oh, I know, I was stitching it on Murky, which I do not love Murky for this project. And so I stopped, and I'm going to restart it, but Halloween, this is a working copy, Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. And I was going to stitch individual pillows, but then I saw Stitching Faye complete hers as one piece, and it was stunning. So that's what I'm going to do. But I did get a different fabric. This is 40 count Legacy. I think this is the called for, to be honest. You know, there's a piece that I'm working on right now that I'll show in my next regular floss tube. I never stitched on 40 count. I have one current whip that is 40 count that is very close to an even weave, and it's going okay. But I've not ever stitched on a 40 count linen where it's not even. And the project that I'm doing I love, but it's slow, so this will take me forever. But this isn't even all the DMC, it's just the ones for this middle block, the witches. But when I restart it, I will start up, I'm a top left starter, so that would be this. But I have all of the remaining DMC threads. Actually, these don't look like they belong in there, do they? Definitely not. So what do these go to? That's a good question. I think I know. I'm going to set those aside. I do want to start this one too. You know, this is not a project that I would get done in a year, for sure. Maybe if it was the only thing I worked on, but that's not happening either, so. Oh, here's the rest of the, there we go. This is the rest of the DMC threads for Hawk Run Hollow. There's a lot. Oh, I'm getting tired, but we only have 4 more. So this is one I'm considering de-kitting. It's Merry Christmas by Darene Jones. It's a PDF pattern. I mean, it's cute. I think I liked the border and that reindeer. You know, you could just stitch the reindeer with the trees and some snowflakes. That would be cute. Oh, and I never noticed the little mouse. There's a lot of other projects I would much rather do than that one. But I did kit it up, and it's on 32 count. I don't know if I have the name here. Yep. Oh, 32 count splash with white dots Lugana. I love the fabric. I don't know. Maybe I'll, oh, it'd be so cute on there though. I'll keep it kitted up a little longer. We'll see. I'm not sure about that. We'll see. Okay, so Jack's House Pin Keep, Stacy Nash Primitives. Started this, I screwed up the counting. I started this like very early on in my, you know, return to cross stitching. And then I kind of got distracted by something else. And this is just a natural 32 count natural linen. I think that's all it called for, but it's possible I'm missing one or two. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yes, I roasted marshmallow. I might be missing roasted marshmallow, like for the pumpkin, or the house, I mean. So I'd have to pick something, but I could do that from stash. I accidentally purchased 2 copies. I'm thinking of sending this, saving this and doing it next year with my friend Kim when we do our pattern together, because I already have, I have another piece of the fabric I can send her and the pattern, and I would pick up the threads. So I might save that for another year, but I do want to stitch it because it's really sweet. Okay, what's this one? UB Designs. Can't speak German, so that's the name of the pattern. I liked this one. I don't know, it's just different, and I thought this would be cute for summer and patriotic. And I think there, I'm assuming that's, well, I'm not going to assume. It's something in German, but I would come up with a different saying. But love that. .32 count freeze. This is the Lugana. I think I just showed the linen, and the, you know, Lugana does not dye the same way. It's much more muted, but I thought it would be nice for this piece. So there's the DMC. So a little bit of hint of blue, a little hint of red in here. I think that'd be really pretty though. I don't know when I'll start that one. When the mood strikes, I guess, right? Hour and 20. Okay, we are on our last one. To be honest, I probably have a few more that are kitted, but I mean, this is a lot. For sure, I will be starting this probably in May. Dwelling Place by Teresa Kogut. I love this part right here. And this. Of course the house, I mean I love the house. But this part and this is what sold me on it. I'm going to stitch this on a 36 count heroic linen. Those little bits of red and blue. I don't know, does it help when I hold the patterns up with the fabric? I hope so, because I've been doing it all video. But I think that will be stunning. And I have most of the thread. I am missing a couple fancy floss, Fathom, and one more blue. Old Dublin Bay, maybe? No, not that one. Well, oh, Dolphin and Fathom. And everything else I had, and the DMC. So these two blues are the same, but I figured I would use up, you know, this one first and then use this, but some of the colors, and then that's the fancy, or DMC. Love that. I know it's a sampler, but it reads very patriotic to me, just with the colors. I mean, it's not patriotic, but May is a good time to start this one, I think, for me. And this is also housed in Pam's I think it's Pam's needle and thread project bags. I put the little charm on there. But I thought the house was cute. It's fitting for the dwelling place. That will definitely be a start this year. You know, you say this, but then something else comes up, and who knows when I'll really start. So anyways, that is the end. This is very long. I hope you stayed till the end, and if you didn't, I totally get it. And thank you for watching. I hope to be back with my regular Flosstube in a week or so. We'll see. I want kids to be healthy and to get some good stitching time in before I do another video. I've made really good progress, but another week or two and I could definitely have some good things to show. So that will be coming towards the end, mid to end of this month. And I hope everyone is having a better New Year's than mine started. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday and that your New Year's is off to a great start. And I will see everybody in a couple weeks. Happy stitching.